everyone here tonight to the Florence School District 1 Board of Trustees meeting. The public notifications for this meeting have been duly provided. As is customary, I'll invite those who would like to join us to rise for a moment of silence. The pledge will be led by Board Member McIver tonight. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. And I'll call board members' attention to tonight's agenda, and I'll entertain a motion to approve that agenda.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, likewise. This time, I'd like to recognize our superintendent, Dr. Richard O'Malley, for tonight's Hidden Heroes presentation. Dr. O'Malley.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Good evening, everyone. For those of you that have not seen our board meetings this year, we've initiated a sort of a new program at every board meeting in which we recognize someone in our school district. We have over 2,400 employees that we feel just represents and goes above and beyond what many people may not see in order to make our public schools work. And it's called the Hidden Heroes Award. And this evening, we have the opportunity to recognize Ms. Teresa Cole. If you would come up and join me at the podium. You could stand over here so you can see. So tonight we get to recognize someone whose impact is powerful, yet often unseen. And that's the appropriateness of this award, is sometimes these individuals aren't seen as maybe a teacher or a principal in our schools, but they're so crucial to what makes our organization operate at such a high level. Ms. Teresa Cole has been a dedicated employee for Florence One Schools for nearly 30 years. In that time, she's become a cornerstone of support for our multilingual learners. Currently serving as our lead ML teacher, Teresa brings unmatched love, compassion, and dedication to both her students and her team. If I can direct you to the monitor, you'll learn a little bit about Ms. Cole.
I think when you speak with Teresa Cole, you can see her passion for what she does every single day.
Teresa walks her face, and she is a giver.
She's just a wonderful, friendly person, just someone that's so easy to talk to.
I am a product of Florence One Schools, and then when I came out of college, I applied in Florence One to become an educator, and that was a time when jobs were scarce. But I was fortunate enough my first year to be hired as a middle school teacher. In my classroom, there was a young girl, her name was Maria. It was my first encounter with a student that spoke absolutely no English.
When you are a group that is in the midst of people who primarily speak a different language, primarily have a different culture, having some support and knowing that there are people and someone that is your go-to, that is there just specifically to help you.
It's like a small family when we talk about our ML department. Teresa provides ongoing professional development for those teachers, which range in a number of things from monthly meetings, and sometimes they just get on the telephone and call each other and work on strategies that's going to improve students' performance.
Teresa's father passed maybe a few years ago, and shortly after that, she started volunteering with our Grief Share program.
I struggled with even being able to come to work and function after that loss. And I thought I needed to be strong, keep moving forward and keep going. But I realized that I could not do that on my own. So I became a part of Grief Share with my church, and it became one of the most important things for me to be able to help others. Because when you think about it, we're all going to face grief. You know, we're all going to lose people that we love, and how we deal with that, our journeys are all going to be different.
She gives to her students, she gives to our team, she gives to other teachers that have our ML students in their classes. She's also, our biggest cheerleader.
The classroom teacher is out front. People know who the classroom teacher is. They know what that classroom teacher does. The principal is there for families, for students, for teachers, so people know what we do on a daily basis. But Teresa sort of does it behind the scenes. And the impact that she makes, I just don't think that people are really aware, just because they're not knowledgeable of all that she does.
I am Teresa Cole, and I am Florence One Schools.
I say this every month. The best part of this is getting to watch them when they get to see the video, because although they get to be an interview part, they never get to see the full video except when they're standing next to me for the first time. So it's always a special moment. But Teresa's commitment extends beyond Florence One. At Palmetto Street Church of God, she serves and leads a grief share program she founded after losing her father, as you saw. She also volunteers with Hospice and Trinity Hispanic Ministries, helping new families acclimate to the life in schools in the United States. Teresa lives the mission of Florence One's ML program to support, engage, and empower multilingual learners to succeed in school and in life. For all that she does, quietly, consistently, and most importantly, from the heart, Teresa Cole is our true hidden hero in Florence One Schools. Congratulations.
They didn't tell me I was going to have to say anything, and hidden is the key word. I really do like to be behind the scenes. That's my comfort zone. But my mom's here tonight. Sorry. Wait. And I have to say that she has been my #1 cheerleader and teacher my entire life. Her and my dad, they always taught us to put God first, and then whatever we chose to do in life, to do it well and to work hard. And I can't thank you enough. She continues to be the greatest teacher to me every single day. So I share this with you, Mom. And I miss my dad a whole lot. But the two of them, I won the lottery when God gifted me with Benny and Connie Parker to be their child. So I share this with you. I love you.
Come up here for a photo, or? I guess
Do you want her to come up?
That's okay.
And just see Mike, so if you want to do that or however.
Let's do the.
Okay.
Well, no, we'll let them, we don't want the kids to leave. Let's do that. All right, so Mike's gonna leave. All right, so we have a special guest tonight to help with our presentations, and so Senator Mike, if you will come forward and assist with a couple of special presentations, we'd much appreciate that. Senator and Mrs. Mike Rickenbach, thank you for being with us.
It's an absolute honor and delight for myself. I consider myself half the senator of Florence County because this is the other half of the senator, my wife, Sharice Rickenbach. So on behalf of District 31 for Florence County, the state senator, it's an honor to be here. Superintendent O'Malley, Chairman Porter, all of you, thank you for having us here today. We apologize for being a couple minutes late. We were actually in session an hour and 30 minutes ago. Got on the highway, probably drove a little faster than we should have, but we didn't want to miss this auspicious occasion to be here tonight. Superintendent, we've got a couple things that we'd like to speak on. Would you like us to do that first, or turn it over to you?
You go ahead, and then if the people that are here that you're honoring, if you just call them up.
Okay, perfect. You're going to go first. I'm going to have the Senator A of Florence County. You can go first here.
Actually, it's not every day that I get a chance to be able to read this resolution, but I just want to say my mom was a school teacher in Detroit, and so I have an incredible love and admiration for teachers. And so it is quite honestly my joy to be able to read this to you. So this is a Senate resolution that was introduced by Senators Rickenbaugh, Williams, and Sabb to congratulate South Florence High School in Florence School District 1 for winning the 2024-25 Palmetto's Finest Award. Whereas the South Carolina Senate is pleased to learn that South Florence High School in Florence School District 1 has won the 2024-25 Palmetto Finest Award, and whereas since 1978, the South Carolina Association of School Administrators has recognized a few schools that offer excellent instruction and outstanding leaders, augmented by strong family and community involvement and a supportive business community. The Palmetto Finest Award honors schools with exceptional student achievement, instruction programs, professional learning communities, and school culture. And whereas the Palmetto Finest Award winners exemplify innovation across South Carolina, they set the standard of excellence by cultivating vibrant school environments with high expectations and providing numerous opportunities for academic enrichment. And whereas South Florence High School is a winner of this award in the high school category, and whereas the Senate is grateful for South Florence High School's dedicated service to the people and the state of South Carolina, and takes great pleasure in saluting the school for recognizing this prestigious 24-25 Palmetto Finest Award. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Senate that the members of the South Carolina Senate, by this resolution, congratulate South Florence High School in Florence School District 1 for winning the 24-25 Palmetto Finest Award. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to the principal of South Florence High School, Shan Josie.
The reason it was so important for Sharice and I to come back tonight is in the work of the Senate, these last 2 weeks are always when we have to finish up the state budget, and we try to get as many bills done before the end of the session as possible. So when this award was announced last week, and I heard from Dr. O'Malley, we saw it in the papers, there was a little bit of kerfuffle. Would we be able to get it done in a resolution done by the Senate staff in time? So I went back to the legal folks and I said, look, I need to make this clear. Here's why this is so important. It's not just because I know her and I like her and I think the world of this school board and the superintendent. It's because all the things that we do in the Senate, which are important things, we get a state budget done, we look for tax relief, we do infrastructure, we do public safety, education. All those things are important. But if we aren't taking care of this next generation, then it's all for naught. It doesn't mean as much. So the reason we hightailed out of Columbia, the reason we told them you have to get this done for us, is to recognize not just you, but your staff, the faculty, the team, the custodians, the lunch workers, the bus drivers, all of you that make it happen, and quite frankly, all the parents and those loved ones that are here tonight. You are making the difference. That makes Sharice and I as the senator effective, because if you're not doing this, then the wins we have at the state level don't matter nearly as much. And I do have to say that the senator from York County, who's a very good friend of ours, was incredibly impressed because while we won this award with such a high percent of Title I students compared to my good colleague in Fort Mill, who has a much different demographic, you as a principal, you as a board, you as a superintendent, you as the parents, you invest in these students, in your children, to where we win accolades and we kick much higher than our coverage when you look at the demographics of our area compared to other parts of the state. So congratulations, Principal Josie. All right. And this is the last one we have to do. You mind if I do this one, honey? All right. Those who may not know, not only is she my wife of 29 years and the co-partner of all of our businesses, but she is my chief advisor, too. So she's in the Senate with me every day. My lobbyists, they all meet with her. And if you get through her, then you eventually get a meeting with both of us. So I ask her permission to do things here. This is the second resolution. Again, by Senators Rickenbaugh, Williams, and Sabb, who are the other two senators who have a portion of Florence County. This is a Senate resolution to recognize and honor Rasan Sani Perry, Assistant Principal of West Florence High School, and to congratulate him upon being honored as the 2025 National Assistant Principal of the Year by the National Association of Secondary School Principals. Whereas members of the South Carolina Senate were pleased to learn that Mr. Perry was named the National Assistant Principal of the Year by the National Association of Secondary School Principals, a prestigious honor recognizing his extraordinary leadership, vision, and commitment to student success. And whereas Mr. Perry received the honor at the National Educational Leadership Awards held on Friday, April 11th, 2025 in Washington, D.C., and brought this prestigious trophy home with him to West Florence High School. And whereas an administrator at West Florence High School since 2021, Mr. Perry founded a male mentoring program at West Florence High School, the Sharper Knights, which has made a major impact on the lives of students. And whereas since his first day on campus, he made his mission to serve the school's student body, staff, and broader community with passion and purpose. And now he has been named America's top assistant principal. I got to read that part over again. He has been named America's top assistant principal. Let that sink in for a second. I'm going to stop for a second. Give that a round of applause. That is fantastic right there. All right. That's just amazing. I know some of you have watched America's Top Model, but that's not nearly as important as America's top assistant principal. Whereas a transformative leader whose presence has changed lives, Mr. Perry was selected as the state's top assistant principal by the South Carolina School Administrators Association in December, a selection which put him in the running for national recognition. And whereas Mr. Perry helped expand the school's STEM programming and has brought an unmatched energy to West Florence High with a deep belief in possibility, a gift of connection, and a drive to ensure that every student feels heard, supported, and empowered. And whereas by helping students see possibilities for what they can become, Mr. Perry is more than a leader. He is a source of hope in a time of life when young people can feel that hope is all too distant. He inspires students to grow into their potential and encourages them to dream beyond their circumstances. And whereas Mr. Perry believes in the power of education and the strength of community, a belief which has not only encouraged students at West Florence, but also now gained him rightful recognition at the national level. And whereas the South Carolina Senate is deeply grateful to educators like Mr. Perry, who divest themselves of wealth and positions that come from their education to invest in the lives of students who can become tomorrow's productive citizens and strong leaders. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of South Carolina that the members of the South Carolina Senate, by this resolution, recognize and honor Mr. Rasan Sani Perry, Assistant Principal of West Florence High School, and congratulate him upon being honored as the 2025 National Assistant Principal of the Year by the National Association of Secondary School Principals. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Mr. Perry on this day, May 8th, 2025. Now, when the president of the Senate asked me, now, is this a state award? No, it's bigger than state. Was it regional? It's bigger than regional. This is the National Award for Assistant Principal of the Year. And those who may not know, Sharice and I, for this first year, we are now the chairman of the Senate Subcommittee on Child Welfare. The reason that's important is what we hear at our subcommittee are all the challenges, all the problems, of which there are many, and what we can do to fix it. But it starts with the vision that you and your colleagues, what Ms. Josie do, what all of you as educators do, to invest in them, even those who feel like they're forgotten, to invest in them, to give them that modicum of hope for the future, that they can be something incredible. Because if you do what your job at your end, and the parents and those who love these children are doing on their end, our job maybe becomes unnecessary to have a subcommittee on child welfare, because what you do is an investment. It's not an expense, it's an investment. And we are absolutely grateful and honored to be here today to say congratulations. Thank you very much. All right. Superintendent, all of you, I want to thank you very, very much for giving us a few minutes to come in today and to have this microphone.
No more microphone for you, though.
Hey, no more microphone, I know. We are going to go take a tie off and collapse, but we appreciate all of you being here tonight. All right, thank you very, very much.
Anna. It was a long-winded thing to say she's your boss. That's all right. I'll let you go.
All right, so we'll continue with tonight's awards and recognitions, and at this time, I'll recognize Ms. Pam Little McDaniel for the Junior Scholars presentations.
Thank you, Chairman Stewart. 30 Florence 1 middle school students have been named South Carolina Junior Scholars. Now, this program was developed by the South Carolina Department of Education, and it identifies 8th graders with exceptional academic talent. This program reflects the statewide effort to improve education in South Carolina, and it responds to the needs of students possessing unique abilities. Now, the purpose of this program, according to the Education Department, is to provide opportunities that will facilitate these students' intellectual growth, broaden their individual interest, and promote their scholastic achievement. Now, these students became eligible for the Junior Scholar Program by either scoring 550 or higher on the evidence-based reading and writing section, or a 530 or higher score on the math section of the PSAT. Students, as I call your names, please come forward to be recognized by members of the Florence 1 Schools Board of Trustees. We will begin with John W. Moore Middle School. Austin Boken.
Stand over there.
William Burgess. Lawrence Davis. Eben Dosapati. Presley Jones. Elise Wilson. I'm sorry. Charlotte Wright. And from Henry L. Sneed Middle, Christopher Butler. Anna Dawson. Levi Manyengwe. Thank you. It just okay, thank you. Zara Rivera Centron. Trinity Sellers. And Cameron Stevens. From Southside Middle School, Selena Ong. Evan Clark. Kaylin Foxworth. Ethan Maheo. And Gabrielle Santini. From Williams Middle, Dia Baradwach. Jaden Chen. Faith Dortmund. Chinora Iruchalu. Neil George, Abigail Wong, Jacoby Johnson. Jackson Powell, Jackson Powell. Ella Kwan. Samuel Sisse. Theo Walker. And Liang Yi. Ladies and gentlemen, for those students who are not here this evening, their parents called and said that they were involved in dance recitals and in other music concerts that are being held throughout the district. So let's give all of our students another round of applause. And to our principals, we hope that you will take your awards, the awards of the students who were not here this evening, back to the schools with you. Thank you.
Got these two.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will again recognize South Florence High School winners of the Palmetto's Finest Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please come forward. South Florence High School. We appreciate having the staff of, many of the staff members of South Florence High School here. We wanted to add that South Florence High School is one of 5 schools in our state named Palmetto's Finest School. The school underwent an intensive application process that we know, requiring self-evaluation, peer review, and 2 on-site examinations. The application and visits verified evidence of exceptional student achievement, instructional programs, professional learning communities, and school culture. South Florence won the recognition over two other high schools in the high school division, Fort Dorchester High School and St. James High School in Horry County. We want everyone to know that this award exemplifies innovation across South Carolina, and the school sets the standard of excellence by cultivating vibrant school environments with high expectations and providing numerous opportunities for academic achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, let's recognize South Florence High School, the 2025 Palmetto's Finest Award recipient. Thank you.
Hey,
You guys
y'all
just
come.
come.
Right. You're the best, kid. You're the best. All right. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
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 I wear a time tap in the low country. Everybody wonders. Congratulations. Where's that school? I said, Florence, South Carolina. I'm going to definitely keep it.
Are we washing the car before you came?
Congratulations, man. As always.
Melissa, how are you?
Wow.
Congratulations.
She gave me a hat, the one with the cap on it, a South Florence hat. So every time I'm in South Florida, down in Savannah, people always say, "Where's that school?" I said, "Florence, South Carolina."
As our senator stated earlier, we're very proud also of West Florence High School Assistant Principal, Mr. Shawnee Perry. As he stated, he was recognized as the National High School Assistant Principal of the Year in an announcement which came at the National Ed Leadership Awards Gala in Washington, D.C. Now, we want to provide information first from the national level, and the CEO of NASSP said, assistant principals are the unsung heroes of education, working tirelessly behind the scenes to create safe, supportive environments where students can thrive. At the state level, Dr. Quincy Moore said, we are honored to celebrate Mr. Perry, the 2025 National Secondary Assistant Principal of the Year, and Mr. Perry's national recognition marks a banner year for South Carolina school leaders. Right here at home, we are proud. Dr. Richard O'Malley said, we are so excited that Mr. Perry has been named National Secondary Assistant Principal of the Year. This prestigious recognition is a testament to his exceptional leadership, to his vision and tireless commitment to fostering a culture of excellence within the West Florence High School community. Mr. Perry's ability to inspire both students and staff has set a standard of educational leadership that is truly deserving of national distinction. And finally, his co-worker, principal at West Florence High School, Mr. Matt Dowdell, said, Mr. Perry is a transformative leader whose presence has changed lives. More than just a leader, Mr. Perry is a source of hope. In a time when hope can feel distant for many young people, Mr. Perry brings it back to life. He helps students see what they can become. He inspires them to grow into their potential and encourages them to dream beyond their circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, we recognize again the National Assistant High School Principal of the Year, Mr. Rasan Perry.
Thank you very much, Ms. Little McDaniel. At this time, we'll move towards our public participation. I have a first card before me. You're invited to speak up to 3 minutes. The subject that's been set forth on the card, Mr. Jeremy Saunders.
Good evening. Is it on? Can you hear me? All right, I'll talk a little louder. Good evening, Dr. O'Malley and ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Jeremy Saunders, and I appreciate you all allowing me to speak today. I am here to bring to light the disproportionate weight the book bags are to the size of the child. I'm going to speak specifically about the middle and high school kids, but I have heard the same thing as young as kindergarten children. I have heard about the concern from other parents as well, including a mother's group on Facebook that my wife belongs to. According to the American Occupational Therapy Association, the book bag should be about 10% of a child's weight. Other sources agree that the book bag should be between 10 to 15% of a child's weight. My 6th grade daughter weighs 82 pounds, and her book bag weighs 20 pounds, which is 24.39% of her body weight. That would be like me carrying a book bag that weighs 42 pounds around and for about 180 days, which would be a lot of wear and tear on the growing body of a child. I also know a 7th grade girl who weighs 110 pounds, and her book bag weighs 19.8 pounds, which is 18% of her body weight. Both girls had to start going to the chiropractor during their 6th grade year. If the book bags are already giving them back issues, just imagine their backs as they grow older. The wild part about that is the only textbook my daughter is required to carry is her science textbook. The rest of the weight is Chromebook, composition notebooks, pencil pouches, her book bag, and etc. There's literally no more room in her book bag for other textbooks. If she had to carry a social studies textbook, there's nowhere to put it in her book bag. Not only do the book bags cause back issues, but there's significant public health concerns such as evidence linking to musculoskeletal pain, posture changes, and gait alterations. There are 2 things I truly do believe about this school board and Dr. O'Malley. One is y'all care about the whole child, not just seeing them as test scores. And that is proven by Dr. O'Malley receiving this School Behavioral Health Champion Award, and congratulations for that, by the way. The second thing is that y'all are a very smart group collectively and as individuals. And if there is any way to lessen the weight of the book bags, you all will be able to come up with a solution. I understand that some say get a doctor's note, use rolling book bags, and my daughter tried that the first week of school, but kids would kick it in the hallway. You got hundreds of kids, some on accident, some on purpose. And that can lead to targeting, because middle school, I know, is an extremely hard time for kids, and they don't need extra things to put a target on their back. So I ask you to please take this seriously so we can eliminate much of the physical health problems caused by this extra weight on the fragile growing bones and bodies. Children truly are our future, and it's not just a cliche or a Whitney Houston song. I appreciate y'all's time, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'll next recognize Fanika R. George DeWitt. That's public participation. All right, so you're asking me to put it in the record on your behalf? She's seated in the back. Yep, she's there. All right. All right, just reading verbatim, whenever you finish your next new building in FSD1, can you please consider naming it after Pam McDaniel? Also, you name 2 areas at Carver Elementary in recognition of Ms. Gunter, the PE teacher, and Ms. Farmer in the library. Question mark, thanks. Okay, I've read that into the record. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Those are the only two cards that I have, so at this time I'll call board members' attention to the agenda, the action items, and as has become customary with regard to several of the items, we will bundle those absent any objection and request that they be pulled for discussion. Therefore, unless there's objection, the motion would be for approval of item 1, approval of the financial statements, item 2, approval of the minutes from April 10, approval number 3, approval of the personnel sheets, and number 4, approval of the field trip requests. Is there any objection to considering those together? Seeing none, may I have a second to the motion?
Second.
Moved and seconded. And without objection, those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed likewise. Thank you. At this time, we'll move to items 5 and 6, which are approval of policy on second reading. These were coming from the policy committee. There's no second required on those. Ms. Hahn, would you like to highlight items 5 and 6 together?
Yes, sir. So remember back to last month when we that one is for the community volunteer leave policy, and that will also give full-time employees a paid day off for community volunteer leave or 2 half-days.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Again, coming from committee, no second required. They've been in your packet. Are there any questions? Hearing none, it would be appropriate then to vote on that. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And opposed likewise. And for clarification for the record, that was for action items 5 and 6. Moving to item 7, this is the 2025-2026 Title I plans, and I'll recognize Dr. O'Malley.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. In your packet are our Title I plans for the 25-26 school year. These were based on last year's allocations. We don't have our preliminary allocations yet. And they were also calculated on our pupils in poverty as well as the enrollment from the 135th day. So in your packet for each school is their proposed plan that we will submit to the state somewhere in mid-June.
All right, so again, we have before us for item 7, the Title I plans that have been submitted for approval coming from administration. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed likewise. Thank you. Item 8 is the 2025-2026 Honors Frameworks Piano 5H and Piano 6H. Dr. O'Malley once more, if you will offer explanation.
Yes, we currently have piano 1 through 4 with those students that started early in Southside Middle School. They would now have to have piano 5 and 6. This is a good thing, so we're adding those as well as putting honors to that as well, so they get that honors credit for that course as well.
Thank you so much. I'll entertain a motion to approve. So motion to approve. All right, moved and seconded. Thank you. Any questions? Well, it's very impressive to have piano 5 and 6.
I don't have a question, but I will say that my daughter, one of my oldest daughter, is in this program, and she is started in 6th or 7th grade at Southside. Now she is in. She'll be attending, I guess, piano honors 5 next year. So she's excelled and does very well, and is very appreciative of the board looking into this and making this happen, hopefully.
And I'd like to observe also prior to the vote that, you know, we have the language immersion program at Del May that now is advanced to next year as of grade 9, 8 or 9. So here again, with Southside being our arts magnet, where we are offering upper level courses of this nature, it's a sign of success of these magnet concentration programs that allow for even further opportunity for our students. So I'm grateful for the systematic approach. So thank you, administrators, for that. Without any further comment, I'll call for the vote. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those likewise. Thank you. Next is item 9, the 2025-2026 Honors Framework AI. Dr. O'Malley.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. This is an honors framework for AI. This is a pilot course from the state of South Carolina. We were one of the school districts selected. This is a CTE course, so this will be offered at the Advantage Academy. So we're piloting this the first year. The state is yet to see how this would be for completers and where it would fit. But we definitely, given our accelerated target on AI and our use throughout our district, we wanted to be part of this as well. So we're asking, again, for this honors framework to be locally approved.
All right, you've heard the explanation, and I'll entertain a motion to approve. Moved and seconded. And once more, I'll add a comment. That's special that we were chosen then to be one of the pilots for this program, another indicator of our leaning into these opportunities and taking advantage. So, Mr. Superintendent, thank you for the aggressive approach. Yes, sir?
How many other districts piloting this program besides us?
I don't know the number. I think there's at least 3, but I don't know the total number that they offered it or would be willing to do it. But we definitely will put our hand up first.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
That's what we like to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Any other comment? All right, call for the vote. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those likewise. Thank you. And then finally, action item 10 is the 2025-2026 marching band with PE. Dr. O'Malley.
Yes, the board approved this 3 years ago. It requires a 3-year renewal. This again is for anyone taking marching band can get that PE credit, but those students that are in marching band that get that, they still have to take that half credit for health, which is done virtually. So this is just a 3-year renewal for the original one that we did as well.
Okay, thank you. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
And seconded. Thank you. If there's no questions or comment, then I see none. I'll call for the vote. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those likewise. Thank you. All right, so that concludes the action items, which brings us to the executive session, or the need, therefore, and printed on the agenda are 4 items. Number 1 is superintendent contract and evaluation. 2 is legal advice concerning property matters. 3, student appeals and policy JEB. And then 4, student appeals. With respect to executive session item 1, we had a called meeting yesterday and were able to conclude that process. There'll be no need or discussion for that in executive session tonight. However, the other 3 items that I've listed will be discussed in executive session with no action taken. Any action to be taken will be so taken when we return to open session.
So we just actually, we just actually moved Hidden Hero up.
Yeah.
I saw it on the bottom of the agenda.
That was at
We
the
don't have
beginning.
another one, do we?
No. So I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session. Moved and seconded. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be in recess on our public portion of the meeting until we conclude executive session discussions. Then we'll return at that time. All right, so the board's been in an executive session to discuss the matters I had announced. Those discussions did take place. No action was taken. I'll entertain a motion to return to open session.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. First, with respect to the legal advice on property matters, I'd like to offer a motion that administration through the superintendent be authorized to execute such legal documents as are required for the sale of that certain property according to the terms of offer located on Laurel Street, pursuant to those terms as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any questions? Hearing none, those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. All right, next, pursuant to policy JEB, there was an appeal with respect to a request for consent for enrollment in Florence 1 schools that would require affirmative action by the board and also affirmative action through the superintendent as directed by the board to allow such enrollment. I would so move. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, with respect to student appeal matters, there were 4 such student appeals before us. As is customary, we do not refer to these students by name. They do appear within the information presented to us in order, so I will follow in order that the names appeared before us. So with respect then to student number 1, I would move that the decision of the hearing officer would be affirmed. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any question? Hearing none, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those likewise. Thank you. With respect to student number 2, I would like, I would likewise move that the decision of the hearing officer would be affirmed. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Absent any questions, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
With respect to student number 3, and bear with me, I would move that the decision of the hearing officer be affirmed in part, but also modified as follows, that the overall decision would be affirmed, but that the placement for the remainder of this school year be clarified, that it is a placement with the Rush Academy and not with the full return to learn programming. However, that the counseling and community service components would be affirmed. The modification that the student would be allowed to enroll at student's home school for next semester on probation, with the proviso that the conditions of community service counseling would be completed as required, and that also that there would be no major referrals for disciplinary matters during the probationary period for the first semester at the home school. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Any question? I hope I enunciated that clear enough. Any question on the motion?
Yeah. Yeah, you're trying.
Y'all can hear me, can't you? You gotta do that again?
Test. This is the one I took.
I get to do that all again? That's what I meant. Yeah. All right. So with regard to student number 3, would affirm the decision of the hearing officer, but modified as follows, that the overall decision
Yeah,
let me just hold.
yeah.
How's that? Good?
Much better. Much better, yeah. Can you hear?
Can you not hear? All right, student number 3, the decision of the hearing officer is affirmed but modified as follows. The student would complete this school year at the Rush Academy. It is not understood that return to learning would be fully engaged as a phase 3, 1, 2, 3 process, rather assigned to the Rush Academy for the remainder of the school year with the proviso that the entitlement to enroll at the Advantage Academy courses would be allowed as ordered. Also that the counseling regimen set forth in the hearing officer's decision would be enforced. However, in meeting those requirements, the student will be allowed to enroll in his home school next school year in August and fully participate at the home school, provided that those conditions are met and also there are no major disciplinary referrals following probation during the course of the first semester next school year. I so move. Is there a second?
Second.
Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those likewise, thank you. With regard to student number 4, we move that the decision of the hearing officer would be affirmed. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Chairman, not to belabor this one, but I guess I'd make a point of order that I don't know that we have the authority to hear this one. We cannot give a ruling. We cannot give, A or B. We have to give one answer due to the law. So I'm not really sure if we even have I guess I would ask our attorneys if we even have the authority to hear that appeal. But if we didn't uphold that decision, the result is the same because of the law.
Correct. But there's an appeal pending before you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but, okay.
On the basis that the appeal was brought to us, the motion on the floor would be the decision of the hearing officer would be affirmed. Would there be a second?
Second.
Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those likewise. With that, that means business of the board.
Yeah.
Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Remember,
Second, those in favor, please say aye.
remember the key